The video begins with Mr. Beast standing in the middle of a massive warehouse filled with every kind of water bottle imaginable, from a cheap plastic one that costs just $1 to a diamond-studded flask priced at $50,000. Bright lights bounce off metal racks lined with hundreds of shiny bottles, while camera drones zip overhead catching every angle. Mr. Beast grins, announcing that today he and 3 friends will push the limits of hydration by testing water bottles from the simplest to the most extreme. Beside him, Extreme Jimmy bounces on his toes, shouting that he wants to chug from every bottle, even if it means climbing or racing for them. Money Master Jimmy flips a stack of cash, promising to buy the fanciest bottle before anyone else can touch it. Mystery Jimmy silently rolls a heavy crate into the center of the floor, setting it down with a thud. Carving drink, or lose into a layer of dust before slipping behind the racks, leaving an eerie silence. Fearless Jimmy steps forward fist tight, vowing that they will prove value is not about price, but about effort, creativity, and pure determination. The challenge begins with the cheapest bottles scattered across a training course built out of boxes, ropes, and ramps. Survivor Jimmy grabs a plain plastic bottle, filling it from a tap, and drinks quickly before sprinting to collect more. Extreme Jimmy vaults over a stack of pallets, grabbing armfuls and tossing them into a corner, laughing wildly as he risks falling from a hanging rope. Money Master Jimmy wanders to a stand where vendors offer chilled bottles in exchange for cash, buying crates of designer brands, stacking them near his mat and guarding them with smug satisfaction. Mystery Jimmy works quietly, leaving riddles scratched into cardboard hinting at hidden bottles stashed in dangerous spots such as under unstable ladders or inside air ducts. Fearless Jimmy rallies the group, insisting they build a shared rack so no one trips while racing for prizes. By the 3rd hour, the warehouse turns into chaos. Survivor Jimmy constructs a rough table out of old planks, placing each tested bottle in order, noting which keep water cool or leak badly. Extreme Jimmy scales the steel shelving after spotting a sparkling mid-range bottle perched high above, nearly slipping but catching himself and laughing through the scare. Money Master Jimmy hires staff from the set to polish his most expensive finds, arranging them like trophies while blocking others from reaching the shelves. Mystery Jimmy prowls the shadows, replacing clear water with sparkling flavored drinks, confusing everyone and daring them to guess which bottle hides a bonus point. Fearless Jimmy drags spilled crates out of the path, barking that safety comes before speed. As night falls, they face a new twist. To unlock the $50,000 bottle, they must build a filtration station using only spare parts lying around. Survivor Jimmy scavenges hoses, buckets, and old fans, crafting a pump that drips clean water into testing jars. Extreme Jimmy sprints across the floor, balancing pipes on his shoulders, laughing while nearly toppling a stack of boxes. Money Master Jimmy offers bribes to crew members, hoping they will assemble the system for him, but Mystery Jimmy sneaks in, loosening bolts, scattering parts so shortcuts fail. Fearless Jimmy works alongside Survivor, Jimmy pushing through fatigue until water pours clear and steady. Halfway through the challenge, exhaustion creeps in. They have tasted from hundreds of bottles, each heavier or stranger than the last, some built from stone, others carved from crystal or lined with gold. Survivor Jimmy's hands are sore from twisting caps and building supports, yet he keeps organizing data about weight, insulation, and taste. Extreme Jimmy keeps setting personal dares, leaping onto conveyor belts to snag bottles before they roll away. Money Master Jimmy clings to his pile, but a sudden sprinkler blast drenches his stash, washing labels off and blurring prices. Mystery Jimmy leaves chalk arrows on the floor, leading toward the luxury section where rare bottles wait behind complex puzzles. Fearless Jimmy shouts encouragement, refusing to let anyone quit. In the final hours, they must design a display stand using only leftover crates, ropes, and tape strong enough to hold the winning bottle. Survivor Jimmy measures carefully, stacking beams, tying knots, and bracing joints despite bruised palms. Extreme Jimmy scrambles up the frame to attach a gleaming hook, cutting himself slightly but waving off concern. Money Master Jimmy tries to purchase new materials, only for Mystery Jimmy to reroute deliveries, forcing him to help build instead. Together, they lift the finished stand just as dawn light filters through the warehouse windows. At the climax, Mr. Beast unveils the legendary $50,000 water bottle encrusted with gems, glinting in the morning sun. He places it on the stand and fills it with filtered water, the group staring in awe. Survivor Jimmy holds it first, sweaty and tired, but smiling proud of what teamwork built. Extreme Jimmy cheers, calling it the wildest challenge yet. Money Master Jimmy admits that no amount of cash could have earned this moment without effort. Mystery. Jimmy fades into the background, leaving a note saying real value comes from what you build, not what you buy. Fearless Jimmy raises the bottle high as fireworks pop above the set, declaring that this was the toughest, most exciting bottle showdown ever. And proof that with creativity, courage, and relentless drive, you can turn even a simple drink of water into an unforgettable adventure.